Good morning. When one keeps quiet, not caring to fix or to land in any state, wherever he is, he will be here. It will be the same. You can go to Rishikesh, to Tiru, to any place. It will just be like this here. So be aware not to think you need special circumstances to just be here. And of course, one is freed to do whatever he likes. But that can be done also without beliefs. In that way, it would be nice to really be convinced that the mind will never ever help in this journey. It's not through the mind, through some answer or directions given by the mind, that you will be quiet. That's to keep quiet. Yeah.
Okay. I've just come back from the UK, spending time with the family.
Yeah, you have no mic?
No.
Yeah, it takes a few minutes, please. I forgot it at home. Sorry about that.
Trying to formulate a question.
Yeah, but you speak a bit louder, please.
Yeah.
Speak a bit louder, please. Yeah, you have a question.
Spending time with my mother and father, I noticed I was less caring, less attached to them. There was a sensation, I don't know whether it was a state that the mind was creating, of detachment.
It's not an attainment.
Pardon?
It's not an attainment.
No.
Detachment is not an attainment. It's an experience passing by.
It was just very different from the last time that I saw them.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of much more emotionality involved. But this time I felt very detached from everything that was happening.
Yeah. You see, I would say, when you don't search anymore, when you, let's say, you know where when the search is less or gone or less predominant or gone, you may have different, for a while, relations with the world and with the beloved ones and so on. But you see, this will go on changing because you can also care very much, and it's not for that that you lost yourself. When I say lost yourself, you lost no, I should speak differently. It's not for that that you gain again a search. Because if you start to believe that this is more true, you speak of the world of appearance, and you will be deluded. So that you live, you have different experiences and all that, of course. I don't deny it. But really, don't believe or don't be fascinated by the effects in this apparent world. You can be looking like very much attached, and yet, if needed, for example, if you want to keep quiet or if you just nearly die, you just leave it, you give up, because you know, you have seen, it's by giving up that you are at peace. But that's done at once. So I don't believe in those. Of course, it's your experience, so it's there. It can be also my experience for a while. But I know how much it is as unvaluable in the sense of an absolute something than anything else. So now I said my secret teaching, now it's a public teaching. Oh! This is mine? No.
Now it is.
Ah, okay.
So if you don't mind me asking, how was it for you with you relating?
I am attached,
No, to
and even to dogs. I'm attached to birds who come in the morning to eat the rice I give them. I don't care because I'm not afraid. It has nothing to do, this world with when I give myself a moment of quitting.
I just felt slightly disturbed how detached I was from everything. I'm so used to being, trying to help them do it because they're growing old in age.
They must have been disturbed too.
I think they are on some level.
You have to go back to show that you are the same guy.
I guess I'm just trying to ascertain whether it's whether I'm hiding in a state of mind or whether it's actually just.
No, it comes. You cannot help. Experiences comes to you. You cannot help. It's not a choice of yourself. But know that they are experiences, and you let them go. You don't give a value. A special value of truth in it. That's all. What? It looked more
No,
true.
it doesn't. It doesn't feel like an experience. It feels like something that is perpetually there.
Then you would not ask anything.
No, it's a disturbing sense. It's a disturbing. You use the word experience, but whatever you want to call it, I find disturbing from what I'm used to.
You would not ask anything. You would not be disturbed if it was natural. It corresponds to maybe not a present concept, but it corresponds to an old concept of yours, which gets fulfilled. But then, in the fulfillment, you are disturbed because you question now. You know? Some concepts get on the way fulfilled, and so at that time it looks more real, more true, whatever. But as soon as you see that they disappear, you understood the mechanism of the mind. Mm? Don't you see that clearly?
I do now.
Okay.
I guess there's a part of the mind that arises that reminds you of your responsibility as a son to take
Yeah,
care
you
of
have. Of course you have. Then what?
Or when you feel so detached, you feel like, oh, you're not honoring that aspect.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Then if you are detached, you say goodbye, you thank them, and you go to a cave.
I don't say detached in a healthy way. I don't mean it. It's a good thing.
Hello.
Hello.
Just to clarify my understanding so far. It's already
To be hard for me. Yeah.
It's not because the search is ending that the personal life disappears, correct? I mean, even if the search is fading or the seeking, if the seeking is fading or disappearing, there is still a kind of personal life. I'm not living in a constant bliss and whatever.
What do you do with your breath and your heart beating? It does to have a life, no?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So, I noticed that some goals were fading out, because seeking is a set of goals, I want to reach this, that, well-being, whatever, blah. So this kind of goals fade out with this end of seeking. Okay. But suddenly, I still saw there were other goals which were still there, like, I need to build a house, say. So I was wondering, well, it has nothing to do with, so I'm not clear on that. I said, is this new goals which are popping out, as a surrogatory thing, like, okay, the seeker is reinventing himself through another way?
Not the seeker.
No. Or is this just
The
normal
guy.
things? Yeah.
I as a person,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
He's reinventing himself, or is just part of the natural life? Natural. I mean, let's be clear. Even if the seeking is ending as a search, I may still have other goals popping out. I would say real life goals, or materialistic goals, which can be there or not.
Of course, then what?
No, yes, it was making
The
sense. to me,
seeker
but-
is gone, but Luke is still there.
Yeah, he has to
Okay.
pay tax and so on. Yeah.
So, then something further.
Yeah, but that's more personal. And then I saw that, and this is close to what this gentleman was saying. I was saying part of my attachment to my seeker goals, who was fading out, and it was like a kind of a depression or sadness. You know, these goals of, or maybe these dreams behind the seeking were going, and then there were an old part of me who was saying, what the fuck, you know, I used to cling to these, you know, so it was kind of feeling without any aim, you know, lost, kind of. This was a mind, of course, but...
So don't land anywhere. Don't land on depression also.
No, well, it's not. It's a place I would prefer to avoid, but even this is a preference. Thank you. So this is not the end of the personal life.
It's not the end of the...
Personal life. There is still some kind of personal life.
You call it as you like, but there
Yes.
is a life, sure,
Yeah. Okay.
if you don't die.
So you don't think it's like things are certain in life, which is death and tax, right? So, okay. I'm off.
Yeah.
Once you told me something, and I still carry. It was very painful. Was when I moved 2-3 years ago. I said goodbye to you, and you said, "I wish you a beautiful life."
Of course, it's a good wish.
But it's not my interest.
Good. I had to say that so that you see strongly it's not your interest. That's why you are here today. Welcome.
Thank you.
What is the end of the search?
The end of the search?
Yes, because I am here.
Yeah.
I feel you light. I know you. Well, I just read something yesterday about the masters and the guides.
A little louder so that everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I read something.
Yeah.
Osho said
Yeah.
that a master doesn't give you anything, he takes things from you, and it is his light which nourishes you. Do you know?
Yeah, I do understand. Yeah.
No, I just wonder.
Yeah.
So I heard now several times the end of the search. For me, I am here because it is not the end of the search. So I would like to hear you to give me some answer about this end of the search.
But you see, when there is an end of the search, you will not go and search the light of somebody else to be nourished, because everything is in you. Okay, so now, when we need a guide, you see, generally we project. It's a projection, that's why the guy appears also, of a deep demand. A deep demand means it's not an objective demand, in this case. It is a demand of the same demand that the religious people have, the mystical people have, the philosophical people have. They want to know what's real or what's what, you know? Okay, at some point, one hears, can be from a bird or from a man or woman, can be from any circumstance. Generally, it is from someone who has the same language as you, or with the silence also. Till one hears radically that what you search, this the search of not being separated or incomplete, that feeling disappears once you keep quiet in yourself. When you don't search, search is to go, is to fulfill all the other things. But about this, it's when one keeps quiet, when one doesn't hook at a search. It can take time, because the mind got so much power, but it will happen at some point. So, know that, and there is no judgment about it. It's all projections of our own deep demand on someone, on something. And when this projection is seen or just disappears because it's clear, you are on your own. It doesn't mean you are not welcome to this kind of circumstance, but you are by yourself. You are on your own. You don't depend on something. That dependence will continue your search, you see. I don't have more light than you have.
Yes. When I am in your presence, when I am here, I feel more quiet.
Yeah, because probably I remind you about what you have known or searched in the past, and then life took you in, take anyone in loops and whatnot. And when the loop is too long, then you want to go back to what you know, which is peace. You are reminded. But actually, all is with you. That's how I started. Wherever you are, if you keep quiet, it will be exactly the same if you are here in Zurich or whatever, in Rishikesh or in Tiro. But it's not the world which will remind you. So maybe be a bit more vigilant. Give a bit one moment here and there, wherever you are, to just be free. You see, satsang is a place where one takes his birthright, is allowed to keep quiet. And of course, as I keep quiet, since you know that or you aspire for it, you will also be contagious. But it's your own quietness. It's not mine. It's your own, you know? So that can be anywhere. You give. Good morning.
A few satsangs back you said to me,
Yeah.
a few satsangs
Yeah.
back you said that
You have to speak loud.
a few satsangs back you said that if you remove nirvana but you still
And
if you remove nirvana but you still keep samsara, it's better to go for nirvana.
Why did you pick up that one? Yes, it's strange, huh? You do whatever you like, but you know, if you started a search without willing it, but somehow it popped up in your heart, who am I, what's God, what's this, and all, you start to search. And when you start to search, things are said, indicated in a different way when you, for example, go for help. In a different way than the world gives. So I would say this is the direction of nirvana, means there is nothing there yet. You search till you see that. Or samsara, there are so many offered things there, you see. Because even if you suddenly say, okay, I go for samsara now if I have a choice, you may go, but you will come back. Because that search, it has a very strange quality. It doesn't leave you. So go for nirvana where you will see yourself that there is no difference.
I ask you because I feel the longing to want it, or I don't know how to say, but it's attracting in a way. It's
Yes.
reading the books and at the same time I hear all the time like don't search for it, so then I like it's this.
So you are So you are searching for your search. You are searching for what your search.
Yeah, for what I read or for what I hear, and
Yeah,
I also
okay,
hear
and
don't search for it.
Don't search, but don't search is an indication to show you will not get it by the mind, through the mind. And when I say get it, the get it falls also. You will not quieten, because after all, what people search, they may call it love or joy or that, but it's to be peaceful. It's a way to say, but it's to be peaceful, not to suffer. So where I was?
Who's searching?
Search. And one way which helps for a while not to search is that whatever you know or experience, it's not this, it's not that, nya, 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 no, no, it's not this, it's not that. At some point, you're, fuck it.
This feeling like I want to be, I don't know what it means, but I have this, I want to be free.
Okay, but but.
I don't know if it's something that I need to follow or that it's something that I need
No,
to...
listen. You cannot help. It will. It invades you. That search by will, you cannot help. You cannot remove it. So it's not a question, shall I follow it or not? It's there. Okay. Now, this freedom, let's say this freedom, you are it. That's why when you want, you cannot help to search for it and all that because you feel you are not it. No, it's not it. Because it's the mind which suggests you that it's not just here. It's the mind which presents always something else. And you are bound by the mind if you follow that. You are no more bound by the mind if you know it's the mind. No.
But is this I want to be free itself something that we might...
Yeah, you want to be free, but no, you are free. You may not listen that for just a moment, then you will see it's a thought. You are free, whatever it means, but let's take this word now. You are what you search, you are it, and that cannot be objectified. So the mind objectifies it by, I want freedom, or I realize freedom. Two thoughts. Don't go there. It may take some time, it may suddenly disappear, this activity. Don't care, just do what you have to do. But you see, there is one indication which is more direct even than no this, no that. It's an indication. It can also make you free with something else. But if you are in your mind, it's to ask. Because if it's not this, it's not that, okay, but there is still a seeker there. Now, if you ask, who is this seeker? Who is this I which searches? That's quite direct. Because if there is no seeker, if the I is not there, suddenly it shows you that it's possible, that there is, that's what is meant by, let's say, the wise men. Where you are left, it's always available. Now, on that, it looks like the apparent world appears, disappears, goes on. But it's always available. Yeah. There.
About the, I don't know how to communicate, but the self or the reality is always is permanent. The experience is not permanent.
The
The
experience.
experience of this self is not permanent. So you said
What you call self? What you call self? What did it tell you?
quiet, peace.
I am that. I am always that.
And
It
then
was
you-
never lost. It cannot be lost.
And when the identification with the mind,
It will continue. You
Yeah.
just honor what you saw. And don't lose faith. It's there. It's there. The moment you don't hook yourself at any appearance, I don't know what's there, but there is something there. And you don't know it what it is because you are not there. It's there. And that gave you that non-searching. I don't search that. I cannot search that. I am that. No. Immediately after this moment, it shows up as quietness. I agree. It shows up as quietness. It's an aspect of it. And we forget that another aspect of it is activity, is identification and all that. But that is it too. I don't know. To make differences, you see, to make definitions, it's deluding. But I think I answer your question. Okay. Because this idea of permanency helped you to search for that. Oh, there is somewhere, because quietness is linked to permanency. I will be permanently at peace. But it's the mind, it's the duality of the mind who sees things as ephemeral and who sees things eventually, utopically, as permanent. So don't fall into that trap. The quietness, of course, will appear and disappear. I'm quiet in Satsang. I'm not quiet after some time. But you see, it's an aspect of it that we love because we were not quiet for all life, so suddenly we are quiet. But it's an aspect of that. So know that. And that will not be always there, sure. But it's always available.
Ganga, could you maybe then describe it as inner presence?
Ah,
No, that's not it.
If you like, you can do that for you, but I will not do. Enough presence. You can have that experience, then it goes, and then what you do? Oh, I'm not always in her presence, fact, so I'm not yet there, or I only have glimpses in and out, and oh, that is really a boring story, exhausting. Oh. I think we have just to give up all our ideas, all of them.
I'm a very slow learner.
No, it's an excuse. You're too kind with yourself. You, of course, if you are quiet and everybody, there is an atmosphere. Oh, I'm in the living presence. That's what I am. That's real. And as I said, it's an aspect of it. It's an aspect of it. It's an experience. It's an experience all along.
I was so happy to find that expression because
I love it. Yeah, I believe so.
very, very happy because I'm always thinking in terms of silence.
And now it was of presence.
Yeah, but presence doesn't only contain silence, but also happiness and dancing and going crazy and.
You see,
Yeah.
it's a language. Huh? It contains so much.
But so I hoped that with presence, with this, I still love that expression. I know.
Yeah, but I love to be quiet. You love to be present. Maybe it's same, but I'm not fooled that presence or quietness is not an aspect of it. I'm not fooled. So, of course, if you are happy like this, I will not disturb your happiness, after all. But I know that I am not happy with this. So I follow my own happiness. Okay? We agree? Okay, nice. Yeah. The mic.
Thank you.
May I see your face a little bit like that? Thank you.
Is it that language can't really convey what's happening in our own experience, and I see it as sort of as futile or pointless to try to explain
Yeah.
what's going on, but nevertheless that's what we're here trying to do.
Yes. Good you have seen that.
I don't know what the point is. Because we're just conveying our own ideas, and it comes through our own personality and our own expression. And what I've noticed is that we're all very unique in our expression. So if somebody's trying to express something clearly from their point of view, it clearly misses somebody else's point of view.
Well, we are trying not to keep a point of view, huh?
This is an example of my expression not communicating.
But it's okay. As I said, I'm not here. I'm here to disturb everybody if he's trusting me. But if someone finds his own peace, which may not look like what I say, perfect. What can I say? I mean, it's not like somebody detains the truth. It's the truth for you. And you find it so amazing that maybe you like to express it. And you have your own way to tell. Look, it happened because I learned not this, not that, and so all those things, for example. But if you are okay, if you don't search anymore to be peaceful and what is what and all that, if you have your own, I mean, it's perfect. Huh?
No, it's not peaceful. I think there's frustration in the. It's not too bad either. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's. There is a real want to connect in a way that language just doesn't do justice. You know, it's not.
And to connect what in
you?
you? To connect what in you? What did you find that has to be connected? What did you find?
Well, it's just a way to connect with people. To whether I just feel conversation doesn't. It's like there's inefficiencies in the communication, and it's. Like what we're really trying to convey and when people are trying to convey back gets lost. So it's it's okay and it's can be fun and silly and sometimes what's lost is, I don't know, it's a part of the journey as well. But I just wonder if there is a better way.
I don't know a better way. I just know that whatever appears and disappears I don't know, I cannot reply. I don't know. It's okay.
I agree. It's okay. I'm just hoping for better, or maybe there is some way that we'll find a way to kind of.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Microphone here, there.
Hello.
it's like, in a way, very easy to be in. Like, right now, this peace, as we were talking about this peace all the time.
To talk about
But
what?
we like about this peace
The
that is
peace.
here. Like,
Ah.
but for me, like when I'm here in this environment, it's flowing. It's yeah. I don't know what to say. Sometimes, with some people, there is very strong energy at work, or I don't know, with some people, like the energy is very strong, and it's like if this kind of awareness go behind, and it's not in front, so it's not flowing, and it's not peaceful in those moments, and it's like if I forget, it's like even if it's still there, I know it's still there, but when I look back at those moments, it's like it's not pure, it's not, I don't want to judge them.
Yeah, but there are many ideas in 1 minute. So many ideas and concepts. You know what I give more importance to whipping out all ideas. Any idea will not do, or it will bring you something. If you are happy with it, it's okay for me, and because it's okay for you, no problem. But any idea will give a trouble, because it will be absent at some point, or it will be impure at some point, and then you are in trouble, because you believe purity, presence, whatever, is the real thing. Whip out your ideas, and then let's see, where are we? I cannot play with ideas. For me, there is no better idea than another. They are all equal, equally going on changing, unsubstantial.
So, I understand. How do you do not to be hypnotized? Because I feel like hypnotized sometimes.
Hypnotized, no problem.
Like
Because after hypnotism, where are you? Where are you? You are hypnotized by hypnotism, but you can be hypnotized when the hypnotism leaves you. I'm lost.
All right, whatever.
Have you the idea that I should not have started. You see all the ways, all the expressions. They are expressions. The expressions of what? Tell me now. It's the expression of what?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And this we will never know. But it looks like we are it. We are what we don't know. And that's enough. Enough to remove all these questions and need of answers. Hmm? there is a trouble, with that search, because you know yourself, like, for example, identified, bound, or whatever expression. And then you have this great idea coming from some people who speak of enlightenment, freedom, be yourself, all what is, and what all those expressions, Advaita, which is not Advaita, duality, non-duality. And then we get, of course, since nothing really worked with what we knew, there is an issue. We thought we have to finish our life, there is no way out, or no hope, and suddenly enlightenment is there. Oh wow, let's try this last one, the final thing of the wise man. And but these are talks of the mind. Still, it's conceptualized by the mind, and the mind is dual. The mind is dual. So the enlightenment gives the difficulty. Okay, I'm enlightened, but I am still identified sometimes because of that concept. Now, leave all your concept, but you can't help. Often, most of us have to pass through the concept of enlightenment to try to question what we think so real and so whatever. But it's also a concept. At some point you have to hear it if you want to be at peace. Huh? If you don't have the concept of freedom or of enlightenment or of peace or whatever, then there is no problem with identification and all that.
You say that this I don't know is what you are.
It's pointing to. I don't know, says the mind, huh? So he cannot say, so he says, I don't know. He admits that he cannot grasp.
Can I just ask? I just want to ask about this sensation of enormous pain, really, and pressure that is moving. It's not even necessarily moving, but it feels like my whole identity is being sort of squashed, and I know that all I can do is just be quiet in that. Is to be quiet, but I feel like if I witness it, it feels like it's too much,
and yet it arises so strongly, like it feels like I'm being pushed into a...
It's a story. Yeah.
It's a story, but it's a sensation in the body that is very...
The body is a story.
Yeah.
I would like so much is different. I understand. It's not such a fun what you say, but you know, if you don't hook at it, if you don't try to change it, it will pass also. But trying, hoping that it will be transformed and all that, make it stay. Huh? Okay. Be sure. The eternal victim of the history. Huh? Enough. Yeah.
Our human life, it's like sometimes looks like that we are driven by expectations. We expect that something happened like this, and then we are happy, or it not happen.
Totally, yeah.
And then, in some point in our spiritual life, if I can call it
Yeah.
this, we learn it like it's one phrase that was in my head, like
Yeah.
reduce your expectations, bring your expectations to zero. Yeah. So you feel we are not so touched by the result. And this is helping in some point to self-regulate our own, you know.
Yeah.
I expect too much. But I realized at some point that we can go for another trap, like to have the expectation to always have the low expectation.
Yeah, yeah. And this will go, not ending, this will go on.
Yes.
So,
So in one hand, I recognize that it's important we know this aspect of reduce the expectations, but in another hand, you can keep in this cycle of expecting.
Sure.
My question, I don't know if that's a question, but has something that we can do for that, or just keeping, like realizing, oh, here it's too much, let's come back to zero again. This is the game, or there's something that we can...
Whatever appears is the mind. And when I say the mind, it's what appears and disappears. What is multiplying or reducing, all that is of the same nature. You agree? Even if you reduce, what is reduced, what is left, is still of the same nature than the multiplication. There is an effect, you feel better, okay. But in the end, you are also not satisfied, because you see, and you were very right, it's a practice, but it's also a trap. It's also, after this, you have to reduce more, or what? Or find some other issue, exit, isn't it? So you go on searching, you go on finding, you go on accomplishing, and still there is an unsatisfaction, because you can question all those movements. So just know, you don't need to change anything, but just know that whatever appears is the mind. it is bound to be this and that. Good effect and bad effect too. Light and darkness. It's like that. Just to really radically see that, it's quite, may not oblige you to ask a question afterwards. Because whatever you see, it's in the world of birth and death, isn't it? Whatever. And there I don't see how one can control this. He believes he can control a little bit, but it doesn't work. Good. Good to see that. But then include everything which appears in that. It's the mind. I cannot do it much, but I know. So from where I know, from where I see that, value that. Just a moment, just a split second, even said my master. Just keep quiet from where you could see that. Then the dramas of things disappear also. I don't mean that in time you will have dramas also, but you can always be aware of what is going on. Whatever is going on, it is dual. Birth, death, okay. From where I see that, I don't try to know it. I just keep quiet.